From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is a program all about money and what makes it happen. Well, in what had to be the greatest example of a slow news week, the media was reporting that a rat native to Australia has apparently become extinct. And the reason for the extinction is, wait for it, climate change. Living on a small northern island near the Great Barrier Reef, the rat, known as the Bramble Cay melomys, has been moved from the Australian government's endangered list to the extinct list, making it the first known mammal, according to the report, to be killed off by climate change. Meanwhile, in New York City, where rats legendarily outnumber people, there is now at least some hope that something can affect the rat infestation, which has gone unfettered since Manhattan was originally purchased for $24. But back to the Australian rat. The decision by the Australian government came from a 3-year-old report which confirmed that a study 5 years ago failed to detect the species. So, 5 years ago, a bunch of scientists went to a small island near Australia to look for a rat. They didn't see any and declared them extinct, and the cause had to be climate change. How much money was spent on that research project? According to the report, ocean levels rising on the coast of the island may have caused habitat loss and direct mortality of the rats. So in other words, the water encroached on the land over a matter of years, and the rats were too stupid to move to higher ground. Getting rid of rats is not that easy. Extermination is a multi-billion-dollar industry. If you Google the question, how to kill rats, you'll get 43.8 million results. So there are quite a few people interested in having rats go away. It's easy to see why, as it's estimated there are 7 to 8 billion rats on the planet. Rats are the world's most populous mammal, and their biggest predator is the human being. Especially now, a human being driving a gas-guzzling SUV, spewing hydrocarbons and killing poor innocent rats. Wouldn't be surprised to see SUV sales spike upward. Now here's something you don't have to worry about buying or selling. It's our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, including Australia, 888-259-4449 to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. Once again, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Visit us at moneytv.net, and please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our first guests this week are two executives with Origin Clear Incorporated. OCLN is their stock symbol. To my far left is Mr. Rig Zuckerberg, the CEO. Rig's always great to see you.
It's a pleasure.
And the president of Origin Clear Technologies, J.L. Kindler. It's been a while, J.L. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Pleasure.
Now, I understand you just got back from an overseas sales trip. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. I was in India. Last week. And I was there at the occasion of Petrotech India, which is, as the name says, it's an oil and gas conference that was organized by ONGC, which is a national oil company. And together with our partner there, Promionics Membrane, we were demonstrating our EWS, electrowater separation technology, combined with their membrane technology, which is quite interestingly, it's one of the few membranes that can actually handle a little bit of crude oil in the water. Most membranes cannot do that; they get damaged by oil. And together with Promionics, we developed a specific solution for the oil and gas industry that consists of having EWS first as a pretreatment, and then the membrane system that they develop for polishing to reach extremely good quality for discharge water. So for us, it's quite interesting opportunity because it allows us to move from developing technology into developing applications, which are directly commercial, which our licensees can directly sell. And we are inaugurating this, with ONGC. We are in discussion with them right now for commercial solutions. And it is a perfectly good timing because India right now, currently India is using, importing approximately 90% of the oil that they are consuming. It's the third oil importer in the world after US and China. And because of environment, because of climate concerns, they have decided that they wanted to reduce their dependency on oil import, and therefore they are increasing their oil production. And just last year, they have opened up more than 500 wells. And of course, they need to take care of water, of all the water that goes together, that comes together with the crude oil that they are drilling for. And interestingly enough, the conference we were in, the Petrotech, we were the only company talking about water solutions.
Wow. So Riggs, I mean, your company is disrupting the water industry on so many different levels.
Yes, and you know what's happening. JL talked about our partnership in India, which is really blossoming with the national petroleum companies and so forth. Now, also I wanted to add that we have a relationship with a company that has a massive military and government network, especially in the Middle East, and they're currently in Abu Dhabi and in Baghdad showing our own modular water system for military and disaster relief. And it is called the Everest Military and Disaster Relief Wastewater Treatment. It's forward operating bases, disaster relief, about 3,000 gallons per day. Any water, clean.
Incredible.
It's amazing. And it's in the Tricon military, you know, you can send it by air freight anywhere and drop it, and it interfaces with latrines, so there's none of that. Anyway, our brand right now is being shown at these governmental and military trade shows in the Middle East. It's very exciting.
It's interesting because you would think the military would be very receptive to the modular water because they can just plug and play it anywhere in the world they happen to be operating.
Exactly, and famously, this is a system that an 18-year-old can operate, a GI.
So what else is going on?
You know, well, gosh, you know, it's not enough?
It's not enough. Well, I've got more time.
Fantastic. So what we have really now is, you know, I talked to you about this acquisition thing.
Right.
That's most of my time right now.
I'm sure.
And we are, in fact, visiting the site again next week. The due diligence, I think, is just about done. So
Still can't tell us any details?
it's tough, but it's really exciting. And the final point is that modular water, Dan Early, is completely overloaded with huge deals that are happening.
Wow.
And these are big deals. Very exciting.
Origin Clear, OCLN. We're talking, of course, with two executives that are very busy with disrupting the water industry. Gentlemen, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Joining us now is Todd Denkin. He's coming to us via Skype. He's the CEO of Digipath Incorporated. DIGP is their stock symbol. Todd, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Don. Good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. Now, can you give us an update or timetable for your Colombian expansion? That's so interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very excited about what's happening down in South America. You know, as we discussed before, you know, they're really poised to export up to 44% of the world's cannabis products. So we're pretty excited about what's happening down in Colombia. And over the last couple of weeks, we are moving forward. We've hired our Director of Operations, Jorge Restrepo, and he brings to Digipath really a plethora of wealth of agricultural and management experience. He has overseen significant Colombian and Central American agricultural research, and he has set out to improve growing conditions throughout all of South America and in Africa. He is an agronomist, which is a scientist that studies soil management, and he graduated from Zamorano University in Honduras and also has a master's degree in public administration from Harvard University, the Kennedy School of Government. So he's been working with us on a regular day-to-day basis. We are down to our 3 final location choices in Bogota, which we're pretty excited about. We also just received our business license as we formed our SAS, which is like an LLC here in the United States. And now we're really beginning to search for a bilingual PhD who can be our lab director and work directly under our chief science officer, Dr. Cindy Orser. And we're moving fast and furious, and we really want to get open as soon as possible.
Well, that's exciting. Now, back home in the U.S., what's happening in Las Vegas? And are there other markets you're looking at?
Well, Las Vegas is really cranking. It is a thriving industry here through all of Nevada. The most recent numbers released were $54 million in sales in November. And, you know, they put out these reports every few months or so. And the Nevada market is growing at a rate of 20% per year. I think that when the lounges open up, the consumption lounges, they're trying to pass some legislation for consumption lounges that will also increase everything that's going on from a consumer standpoint, and still not a lot of people know that there's legal marijuana in Las Vegas. So, as more and more things happen, the market grows more and more. And then what our ISO certified lab here in Vegas will essentially become is a training ground for all of the other labs that we are looking to open internationally and throughout the country. We are looking at a few things that I can't really talk about quite yet, but we're still hoping that our Humboldt, California deal that we announced last year will get moving faster this year. We had some construction issues as, when you're building something from the ground up, that usually happens. And like I mentioned, we are exploring other California locations as well as other legal markets to get a DigiPath lab in as many markets as we can. And like we mentioned, I think 2 weeks ago, we're going to open the hemp potency testing labs in Oregon, Arizona, and in North Carolina. So it's going to be a busy year for sure.
Once again, DigiPath Incorporated, DIGP, exciting update. Todd, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you.
And joining us now from Fort Worth, Texas, is Mr. Andy Ross. He is the CEO of American Rebel Holdings Incorporated. AREB is their stock symbol. Andy, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me, and greetings from Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, we're talking to you today from the NBS Spring Buyers Market in Fort Worth. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Nation's Best Sports. The organization was established in 1956. There is over 350 independent stores that are involved in this group. They're sporting goods stores, hunting stores, gun stores. They represent about 1,200 stores, and we're here to display our products and get ready to pick up and turn them into American Rebel dealers.
Well, Andy, what are the advantages of attending a buying group show like NBS?
Well, there's a lot of advantages. Number one, NBS, to be a member as a store, you go through quite a process. So every store that's a member of NBS, we don't have to worry about their credit. We don't have to worry about their ability to stay in business and their sincerity, to be a long-time dealer. And it also works the same way on the vendor side as a manufacturer. They only allow manufacturers to come here that they believe in the quality of the product, the company, the longevity of the company. So there's a great big trust factor day one from us as the vendor and them the store to do a good amount of long-term business.
Would any of the American Rebel products be better suited to be sold through retail storefronts? And if that is the case, why?
Our new safe line that we're introducing here at MBS is doing fantastic. And, every store that sells guns, products for the shooting sports, they carry safes. So everybody in the building here is a potential dealer for American Rebel for our safe line. Now, some stores, are 2,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet, and they may not have the floor space to carry our complete concealed carry line. In other words, with all of our handbags, coats, jackets, backpacks, they may not be able to be kind of a partly clothing store, if you will. But the bigger stores can. To give you an example, we met with the store actually last night at dinner, and they ordered 130 pieces of our concealed carry line. They have 23,000 square feet, and they'll be all about American Rebel, both from the safe products and the concealed carry. So to sum it up, the safes are for every store in the building, and the concealed carry is really more designed for the bigger stores that have the display room to really display the product.
What kind of results would make the NBS show a success for American Rebel?
If we could come out of here with, again, it's the quality of the dealer and the size of the dealers. Earlier I said there's 350 store owners representing about 1,200 stores. That means most of the stores here have multiple locations. With that being said, if we could come out of here with somewhere in the area of 35 to 50 new American Rebel dealers, the type of dealers we know we're going to be selling product to for 20 plus years, the type of dealers that are ordering big and really putting our stuff on display, putting our banners in the window, really talking us up, almost like becoming brand partners. Those are the quality dealers that are here at MBS, and if we could hang on to 35 to 50 of them, there'll be another MBS show in 6 months. The word will get around. Next thing you know, we're in 100 and 150 MBS dealers, and that would be big news for American Rebel.
Well, Andy, what's next for American Rebel after the NBS show?
Well, when we leave Texas, we're headed back to our corporate office and facilities in Kansas City for a few days. Then we're headed up to the Iowa Deer Classic. We'll have a little bit of time off after that from being on the road, and then we'll be in April. We'll be at the NRA annual convention in Indianapolis. You know, I am the CEO of the company, and there is a lot of value in having me home in the office, but I'm best served to be on the road. American Rebel is America's patriotic brand. We need to be out amongst the people, meeting the customers, telling the story, and you know, we don't mind being on the road. That's where business gets done.
American Rebel Holdings Incorporated, AREB is their stock symbol. Andy, congratulations on your success at the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. On Shark Tank, we always look for the next big thing. Today, it's digital currencies like Bitcoin. But everyone wants to know, is it real and how do I get started? Yes, it's real, and the best way to start is setting up your free digital wallet with SinglePoint.com. They make it easy to buy, use, and store digital currencies without banks or debit and credit cards. Use promo code SING for your free wallet and informative newsletter. That's SinglePoint.com.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called AccessWire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the AccessWire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. AccessWire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
Does this sound familiar? Turned down for a mortgage? Credit card interest over 20%? Didn't get the job you wanted? The problem is your credit score. Unsure what your credit score is? Call the Advocacy Network, 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl. He can help you regain your financial independence. Change your life today. 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. On Shark Tank, we always look for the next big thing. Today, it's digital currencies like Bitcoin. But everyone wants to know, is it real and how do I get started? Yes, it's real, and the best way to start is setting up your free digital wallet with SinglePoint.com. They make it easy to buy, use, and store digital currencies without banks or debit and credit cards. Use promo code SING for your free wallet and informative newsletter. That's SinglePoint.com.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined now direct from Phoenix by Greg Lambert. Greg, of course, is the CEO of SinglePoint Incorporated. SING is their stock symbol. Greg, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Don.
Well, I saw this week you put out the press release of the LOI for the $12 million. That's got to be exciting.
Well, it really is. You know, and we've talked about this before on the show and, you know, told our investors that we spent a lot of time and energy and money becoming fully reporting. So now we're in a position to raise significant amount of monies at a great discount and at great terms. So we've been waiting for this, and now we're starting to announce, you know, that we're raising these funds. And one of the first and foremost things we're going to do with it is we're going to acquire revenue and also you know, complete some of our in-house projects. So it's really exciting. We're doing exactly what we said we're going to do, and we're excited about getting the S1 done and being able to utilize that mechanism to get capital into the company.
Well, also, and this is very interesting, we had a conversation before going on the air that you've started to ramp up your employee base to meet the anticipated growth curve.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting and pretty interesting that you know, we're starting to do some forecasts, and you know, we're looking at hopefully going from $1 million in revenue to possibly 5 or 10 million or more. So knowing that, we've gone out and you know, bringing on 5 individuals to help with our revenue growth and our revenue curve. So a couple of them already came on, and a couple of them are coming on next week, and we'll probably put out a separate press release announcing who they are and what their titles are. But the point is to the investors is that you know, we're ramping up for future growth with bringing on qualified people to help us.
SinglePoint Incorporated, SING, something always exciting is going on at Sing, Greg.
Well, you know, we're really excited. A lot of the algorithms out there are showing single point stocks really going to take off, and you know, I believe them. And so yeah, go Sing. We're excited for this quarter and next quarter.
Joining us now on the phone is William Hartmann. Bill is the CEO of Premier Biomedical Incorporated. Their stock symbol is BIEI. Bill, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much, Don. It's always a pleasure.
Well, Bill, as you had predicted a few months ago, the Farm Bill did pass, so I wanted to find out what's going on with the company since we last spoke.
Okay. All right, Don. Well, just for those listeners who need to be brought up to date, we started as Premier Biomedical started as an R&D company, pure R&D. We had 3 patents, 2 of which dealt with the removal of disease antigens and cytokines from either the blood or the cerebrospinal fluid. And a long story short, we're working with the Army and the University of Texas at El Paso. We developed a cure for PTSD. Yes, I said a cure, not a treatment. We can remove the cytokines that cause PTSD from the cerebrospinal fluid. We also did a lot of extensive work on cancer and outperformed the leading cancer drugs as well as chemo. But we had to put everything on the shelf. Now, that doesn't mean they're gone. Currently, 4 different organizations are negotiating with us for access to that intellectual property. But at any rate, in January of 2017, we morphed the company into a revenue-producing product line, and that is hemp oil, or CBD, topical pain products. And we started in January, again, of 2017 with 1 product, a 50 milligram CBD pain patch, a little bigger than anything in the industry and more CBD, and frankly at a competitive or lower price. That's been our #1 seller. During 2017, we developed 7 more new products, so we had a grand total of 8 by the end of 2017. In 2018, we developed some extra strength products that are in fact much stronger than anything in the industry. Our regular strength products are 150 milligrams of CBD versus competition at 100 or less, and our products that we developed in 2018 have the highest CBD content and concentration, up to 500 milligrams of CBD, and that's an industry best. Why do we know they're the best products in the industry? Because the unsolicited letters and testimonies from our customers say that. Lately, we were challenged by a large convenience store distributor who said, "We love your products, we know they work, but we want to handle them, but you got to bring the price down to $10. Now, that is a big task. We came out with 4 new products for them to consider, and we're really, really excited about them. I'm not going to go into details, Don, here because these products, in fact, I don't want the competition to try to copy them. But at any rate, we're expecting a purchase order at the end of the first quarter, and we're very excited. That's going to go across 1,000 stores as a trial, and if we're successful, and we know we will be, we're going to go across 10,000 stores. Yeah. We're also working with, in fact, tomorrow I'm going to be talking to another very large convenience store, the largest convenience store distributor, and I won't say any more, but everybody can guess. At any rate, we're very excited about that. We have 3 teams that are sales teams that are working our products across the nation. We have a team working the Northeast. We gave them exclusive rights for pharmacies and doctors' offices, physical fitness organizations, etc. And that's the CBD Hemp Distributing Company out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. We have another team that's working with the military and the long-term care facilities. We also have another team that's working with people, large distributors that have access to the very largest box stores, including vitamin stores and health food facilities. So by and by, we're extremely excited because I've seen reports where that say that the CBD industry is going to grow to $22 billion by the year 2022, and we aim to be there. Now, we've changed. We're doing a new DBA, a Doing Business As name, and that's Nature's Own Pain Relief. And you're going to begin seeing these products. We're going to be a competitor for our own brand at painreliefmeds.com. That's Premier Biomedical's website. And we're going to be our own competitor, Don. This is going to be a very exciting period of growth for us. We have one of our directors, the chief medical officer for our organization, and also for the retired NFL Retired Players Association, Dr. Patricio Reyes, is currently in the Philippines, and we're discussing a potential joint venture for all of Asia. So there are exciting times here at Premier Biomedical. Watch this space. You're going to see a lot of growth.
Well, I can certainly attest to that because we've been covering your company for about 2 years. It's always been one exciting story after another. Again, Premier Biomedical Incorporated, BIEI. Excuse me, BIEI. And we've reinitiated coverage of the company. Bill will be following you very closely over the next several weeks. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Don. Everything that I've discussed today is going to be taking place within the next couple of months. So I've said this before, but we had a major distributor that had a heart attack on us, and we were supposed to get a purchase order in January. But at any rate, we're recovering, and he's recovering, thank God, and we expect big things to happen in the next few months. And if not, we're going to make them happen. Thank you, Don.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Well, coming to us from Memphis, Tennessee is Mr. Brian Cox. Brian is the CEO of a company called Surge Holdings Incorporated. Their stock symbol is SURG. Brian, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Don, thanks for having me back.
Now, we had spoken previously about the company executing a 40,000 location agreement with a projected $1,000 per month revenue per location. Can you give us an update on that?
Sure. Yeah, we've been working on this for about 10 months, and we've got the deal closed. And kind of the nuts and bolts of the deal, to keep it high level and out of the weeds, is we've got a trade organization that's going to bring us into 40,000 stores, and our projected target to be done with that is the end of the year. We're obviously going to scale up on the first couple of months, but we look to get going on that in March. So we got the deal done, and we will be rolling that out. And this will not only be putting our Surge Androids and our Surge Phone wireless, and then following up with our Surge Pays Visa card, but also open us up to sell other products to these convenience stores and corner markets.
Well, Brian, speaking of that, what's the latest on the launch of the Surge Pays Reloadable Visa?
Hey, I'm glad you asked. Again, this is something we've worked on almost for a year now. We're done. We're good to go. We're actually working on the implementation rollout. We're working on different strategies for creating the awareness of the card and how to get that card in front of people. And now that we've got, as our numbers are showing, 49 to 51% of the folks out there are subprime credit, and we can offer them the ability, the safety, the security, and the functionality of a credit card that they can go to their local corner market and load and use anywhere that a Visa card can be accepted. We're on the implementation phase now. We're rolling it out. We're ready to go, and it ties in perfectly with our software platform because we can use that to load the card at the convenience store.
You also had mentioned the company would soon be filing an application for a Nasdaq listing.
Yes, on the Nasdaq listing, we are actively putting in the application. We should be on the lookout for the next couple of weeks for an update on that. And what the counsel that I've sought and the folks that we've brought in to help us do that, it was the right move to go ahead and do the application now and work closely with the folks at Nasdaq to check the boxes on the the governance and the diligence and some of the other items that we need to do, basic committees and what have you. But hey, we're moving forward. The infrastructure's been built. We're there. We're ready. And we felt like after looking at New York and NASDAQ that since we're a technology company and the upswing and the trajectory that we're on, that was the right place for us.
I noticed a PR this week wherein the company has named a new president, Anthony Nuzzo. Tell us about him.
Yes, we're really excited about this. And, you know, to bring a guy in that's won multiple awards from Inc. 500 for fastest growing companies, it's a guy that can run with me, that can keep up, that is able to keep up with my scalability, and I don't have to throttle our growth. And it kind of signifies a transition of, as I've talked before, of 2018 building out the human capital and also software infrastructure. Now we're no longer inward looking. Now I can be the full-time CEO of a publicly traded company. I can work on the things that a CEO needs to work on while Anthony presides and manages over the day-to-day operations, which, as you know, we're multi-city, multi-country, and we're coast to coast. So that's a full-time job in and of itself, and couldn't have asked for a better guy, super smart, and we think alike, and to be able to have a guy that I can trust while I go out and I live 6 to 12 months in the future and work on the things that, whether it be vendor relationships, big picture handshakes, or the things that need to be done so that our price per share performance it reflects the revenue that we're going to be bringing in. That'll be my full-time job now. So we're really excited about that. And this does signify the kickoff of our rollout for 2019.
Surge Holdings Incorporated, SURG. Thanks for joining us, Brian. Exciting times at Surge. Well, on this week's Money Wrap radio program, we're going to talk about the admittedly entertaining AOC. For more information, find a radio station near you, go to the website moneywrap.com. Call us right now, toll free from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449 to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free, as is the toll-free call from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net, and please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our show this week. We'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.